Hello, hello, my beautiful people. Today's reading will be about full moon in Pisces. What is the messages I have? Today's reading is a little bit different because I have had information what I channeled earlier. So I'm just gonna and some pre-shuffled cards, the earlier message and topics what I prepared for, and then we're gonna do the online on camera, not online, on camera shuffling and stuff. So it's a little bit like a papers, and I'm still going with the flow. So but there is some pre-work. There is always some pre-work, but this time is a little bit more in this reading. So yeah, let's go with the flow. So full moon, let me talk a little bit the full moon in Pisces. And Pisces is very merging energy. It's the 12th house energy in astrology, which is like where you reflecting. It's more reflective based rather than action based. And this is like the final house of the zodiac, or because in the horoscope you have 12 houses, and that's where the sun sets. So it's kind of like going through the underworld and reflecting phase until it rises again. So it's very passive in a way, and also time to reflect and make those adjustments before you move again, because the new ideas what comes with the full moon in Aquarius, and you move into the Piscean, where you reflect and see where you stand, where your beliefs are, because it's kind of like a treasury, like you go in your it's an inwards journey, because the sun sets and goes inwards, so you just kind of like self-reflection and see where you stand with the new ideas and experiences, what you experienced and what needs to, like, kind of do a little bit of sprinkling in your spiritual space, mental, and even in the body, on the physical reality. So that's what the full moon is highlighting. And also full moon, as we know, is like time to let go of things that do not serve. But this one is definitely very deep reflection on emotions, because it's water elements, and as well the dreams, and what you've had, and some dreams perhaps they're outdated, like that they no longer fit your current vibration, and maybe it wasn't your dream to start with even. So this is what you need to find out the answers, and there's a lot of like shadow work and self work and going through this minor transformation of death, rebirth, death and rebirth. Because when it moves to Aries, it's time to act. So you're preparing for the spring, so to speak. Alright, so I intended to have it like quite quickly, but looking at the information what I have here, I don't know how long the reading is. This time I'm not gonna put the timestamps. It's just because all is connected. I haven't decided yet. I might do that the different elements if you are more interested in different. So I'm using 3 crystals, so different elements of the reading. I might do that, but I haven't decided yet if I will see how I go. Alright, so I have a little notes, and then it's gonna be a little bit a ruffling and me looking, oh, where is this card and what's that? So the things what I prepared, I have the animal who we're working with, and this one is chameleon. So it's all about energy and feeling it, and feeling the fire within yourself, and also looking at, because it's not very good at hearing, it's more about the vision, because chameleons are very good at, with the high eyesight, to see and the vibration and feeling the vibration And it's what I got from the chameleon is the shift of in perception. So there is some shift happening, and that's why it's perfect time for seeing things clearly in a way and adapt yourself to the current energy. And it's also like ability to change and adapt to your own needs. What else? Let me see. I made some notes. Let me have a look. And it is very slow moving energy, and chameleon waits for when the time is right. So what it also shows that you need to be able to show your own true colors, but also it gives you the ability to see clearly somebody else's intentions, and see the things for what they are, and calls you to be honest and see things clearly, and sense things and adapt yourself, and it brings a change. So there is a lot of change. So this is the animal who shows up with this full moon. I pop this one over here so it can overlook. So vision, what do you see? What do you see for yourself? And change in perception, that's important to remember, and that's what it's here to tell us. The angels, orbs, this one we're working with today with Archangel Raphael and Eichel and Isis showed up. I just put that over here, and I'll tell you a little bit about them, and I have some messages as well, angel messages, what I got. So Archangel Raphael is all about healing, and it's healing in mind, body and spirit, and through positivity, thought form or action form, it doesn't matter. It just nudge you and gives you like the positive push to heal, and information how to do so. Then Michael is also, it's for protection. So chameleon as well, they change the color because they need to adapt to the environment and protect themselves from the predator. So it's just kind of a knowing way what to do what. You know what I mean? If you know that the situation is not right, don't move in. Wait for the better timing. So instinct is very important. Sensing out where you are, the vibration, it's very important. So the Michael as well is like telling that, you are protected, because this reading here is like Raphael, first of all, healing is important part of the thing. Michael and the Isis is also the magic and magical things and healing, and also Isis is bringing in the death and transformation and rebirth. So definitely it's very 12th house like very magical and uncertain energy, definitely, but it's time to just go through that reflection, and just like before the spring. I know that in here in Australia we have spring, but it's just the day before the spring, like it's still winter, and you're going through the reflection, and then before you can act again. So it's a reassessing before the action, before the battle, before making the move, before looking all the plans. It's time to planning. Actually, this is time to review the plans what you have had. Is it still current? Is it still doable? Is it still what you want? So there's a lot of decisions what you have to make. And Michael is here to remind that you're protected, and to make sure that you are assessing the environment correctly, and to be honest and be just, and guide you to be in your strength and have courage. So these are the angels and the goddess who's with us. And I also had messages from like the angel and angelic realm. So I had Raphael saying that it's important to heal and find the balance within yourself, within the things. Then we had to be flexible, which is a lot to flexibility. It's a lot to do with the chameleon, that they're flexible to the environment, adaptation, and adapting yourself to the situations. Then we had see the light, like seek for the light. And the light is important because you will see, as soon as I take the oracle cards for the pre-shuffled, why the light is important. And light illuminates darkness and gloom, bringing hope and inspiration. So remember, there is still hope, and hope needs to remain, because that brings the light, and it brings the change and inspiration. And also helps you to find the clarity and finding the light in the dark. And then we also had Archangel Zadkiel, and saying that finding a tolerance and forgiveness to things, and purification and transmutation, and to help to release those lower vibrational thoughts, feelings, and to help you raise your vibration and be more positive about life and situations. And again, it talks about, if you can see that this you're ready to walk the path of light. So there's a lot of like finding the light within yourself in a situation, in whatever situation you're facing. So these were the messages with the angels. And let's move on to the number vibration. What I got is number 5. I meditated on that, and the moon is bringing a challenge. It faces you the things what you need to change. And the desire 5 brings is very dynamic, but it's very active, it's very masculine, and it wants to move forward, like impatient kind of thing, like I want to be free, I don't want to wait. And let me just check my notes here. The question what I got, like when I was meditating on that, is like, who am I? Like, who are you? Like, you have to ask this question, who am I? And because number 5 is vibrating like a Leo energy, and it's all about ego, finding yourself, finding your power, stepping into your power, being creative, and passionate about what you do, finding your we just had, and the thought what I had when I was meditating on the number 5 and the cards what I pulled and shuffled and worked with the energy and the angels, was that actually it's a lot to do what has happened, like Lionsgate, like what the messages were then. I have a video as well on a Lionsgate 888, and we had as well new moon in Leo. So you can look at those videos as well if you want to see what the messages were then, but also referring to back to the time, what was happening in your life, that period of time. So it's also finding your own voice, finding yourself, adapting to your own needs, which is chameleon is here, sensing the energy, knowing yourself and your own vibrational being. But definitely it's confidence, working with the confidence to be you. Like just go and say like, hey, have a vision, this is who I want to be, and be honest about it to yourself and others. And 12th house as well is a lot to do with subconscious mind and like thought patterns and behavioral patterns, and is it really yours, or did you adapt that? So these are the questions you have to ask, because I think the Aquarian full moon brought a lot of ideas and previous experiences or new experiences, what you have experienced outside in your community has brought you the question, ask those questions today. Hierophant as well, because number 5 goes under the Hierophant in the tarot system, and it's talking about control and understanding, clear understanding about 3 elements. It's mental, physical, and spiritual part of you. But it asks you to slow down. Number 5 wants to charge and go and do. It's not as bad as Aries energy where you just want to jump in without and listening, not even reflecting, just going with the urge. This is more like, okay. But you know, it's more about being in control, being in power, being creative, and being respected. Because with Leos, the thing is, you need to respect, you need to hear them roar, you know, and if you don't, then you definitely will hear them roar. But it's a lot to do with childhood inner child, because in astrology, 5th house is about children and childhood, and moon is definitely your first years, early years, and your mother and motherhood. And if you are a mother as well, then there's a message for you. But full moon is about letting go of the outdated things what do not work for you anymore. Again, adaptability and change, and matching your vibration to the situation. So now we talked about 5, and we talked about the angels and the animals. So now we move into, I have 3 crystals what I have picked for this, yeah, I don't know if you can see, 3 crystals. Number 1 is Chinese writing stone. It has kept coming up a lot lately. I'll just put that over there. So it's element number 1, which is like reevaluating your own life and making adjustments and seeing your own uniqueness, and making adjustments what you need for your own uniqueness. Then turquoise brings evaluating one own values and beliefs, which we already said, so it's kind of nicely tying into the main message already. And working through confusion and visualizing, visualization and visions what you have, so working through whatever you have seen for yourself. And we have fluorite, which also says speak your truth and cancel, clear, delete, listen to your heart, speak your truth. So it's a Michael element there. So there is all the elements is kind of like, I find it interesting because all the elements already, they all nicely tie in, and I'm like, it was wonderful to work prepare for this reading. So these are the reshuffled cards what I pulled out and worked and meditated on before doing this reading, recording. There's also like the pictures are, if you go check out Instagram, there is a little message what I channeled before, so just go and check it out, and also on Twitter. So the links to those accounts is on my profile, so you can check it out. So the first one is the masculine. The first message of 3, it's about the masculine and lunar god, and it talks about, and goes with the Chinese writing stone. It's like re-evaluation. So it's active energy where you just need to look, where am I? That's a physical reality for me. Masculine energy is very active based. And where are you active? You want to do, you want to, have that understanding. And it talks about the strength, which we already discussed with the number 5 vibration. And stepping into your own power, which is the Leo again, and offers you guidance. So it's based on like you're reflecting on, because the little card that came with it is reflection. and it says that, you know, like you're reflecting on where you are right now. Is there any adjustments that you have to make? But as a comedian said, take it slow, like slow down. You need to stop before you act. You need to like have a pause before you like keep moving. Because otherwise, if you move, then you can't even know where you are and if it's working. So you have to make a move, stop, reflect, and then, you know, like it's just kind of like the process itself. The next card what came out was assessing. So therefore, it's double confirmation. It's time to, and it came out with the turquoise. It's evaluating and assessing. So it's beautiful to see how, because I was channeling what message it has and that what it was. So it's just kind of like the crystal and the cards, oracle card works perfectly. And you are assessing where are you at the moment, current position, and then you are looking, as you can see, you're looking out like, okay, this is where I want to go. Can I still go? Is the soil perfect? Can I do it? So this is like these kind of things, like you look in your physical reality right now. That's the full moon, what energy, what invites you to look where you are and then assess, okay, is it still what I want to do? Is that belief, that dream what I wanted like 6 months ago, is it still working for me? Because it's okay to change, because as you go on a journey, things change. It's creative process. In creation, always things change, you know, like you adjust, you adapt. So it's time to assess. And then you have the voids. And the void, for me, it's kind of like, what is it that you are lacking? What is it you're searching for? But before I go back to the void, the assessing came with a little card here, vibration. So assessing and being like truthful, what's your current vibration? And evaluating that. Working through whatever that is, because Pisces ruler is Neptune, and Neptune is quite often confuses you on your what you want and where you are, and you know, the outside voices. But the good thing is that the chameleon is like quite bad with hearing, can't hear what other people say, so it is kind of like only assessing what he can see in front of, and energy and vibration, and make those decisions based on how they feel. So yeah, vibration and energy, just feel the vibration and not what others say, what you see through that looking glass. It's not even looking glass, forgot how it's called in English, but anyway, you know what I mean now. And the void is talking about being true to yourself, being grounded and connect with your true self, Gaia. Although it's like an earth element, but I see it as you being the physical reality. That's you, your body, connecting with your body, like void. Nobody can fill the void but you. See your light. What's observing your light? Why do you feel that void? What is it that you want to create? What do you think is your dream? So this is and also the void is just clearing the blockages before you can move to the new state. And then the black moon, dark moon, it is a new moon, like where you can't see clearly, but you can create. So now it's a time to clear the slate and connect with yourself and ground yourself and prepare to the next actions, what are there to come. So what I'm going to do next, and I think I've decided that I will put the timestamps down below in my description box to each of the messages, because I'm going to look into now each of the messages separately, and if there is elements, which ones are more, because I think some people are at the moment just where, you know, like feeling where they are, and you know, like if you want to know more what to do with the voids, so you can choose, up to you. But they're all connected. If you listen to the whole rest of the video, it's good because you get the full picture. But if you just want to skip something and go to certain card or crystal, you're welcome to do as well. But I'm doing this reading today as a whole, so everything is connected, as you can, you know, feel already. I was guided to do it this way as well, but I give you the option anyways. Alright, so let's do this. Let's just remove these ones, and we start with the masculine, the reflection. So what you need to know more about this. Let's see. Okay, I got that one. Healing. And here's the Raphael coming out again. I don't know if you can see. There's a light a little bit. So, masculine is telling that, you know, like the physical reality and understanding what needs to be healed. Heal the past wounds with forgiveness and awareness. By healing yourself, you can become a healing face to others. Physical healing can happen once your wounds have been confronted. So it's definitely looking like the shadow, the void, and start, because you can't start the healing process unless you're actually being honest what's going on and what's realization. You need to have the realization, okay, like you have to say like, okay, this is not working. What can I do to heal it and make it better before I move forward? So healing cannot be rushed. You need to just read a chameleon. It says, look at your environment. Look what's happening. Is it working for you? For your own protection as well. Like, is those relationships what you have, for example, do they fulfill you, or do they need to be healing? Do you and everything starts within yourself. So it's like really the time to reflect. Let's see what else, the healing part. What comes out? The healing part. What else is here? Be joyful. So it's important to be joyful, the dolphin card. And be joyful. And saying that be joyful, heal, and be truthful, because it comes with the journeys, under this journeys, writing stone is like actually reassessing and understanding and reevaluating where you are and what needs to be healed. Being truthful, under the turquoise, it's like evaluating, like, are you joyful, where you need to be joyful, and visualize how the happiness and joyfulness looks for you. And it's also like the circle and growth as well for me. And then the bullseye, because it's target, what is your target? What means for you to be joyful, and what needs to be healed to get to the point where you want to be. Let's check the energy with this one. Angel of Love. So it's a lot to do with your heart center and love and what you love, and you know, healing your heart center, and how you, the method of doing, or how you can be healed is through love. And mainly I feel, of course, physical, like making a loving environment for yourself, like having a good vibration, good relationships, like letting go whatever is not working for you, people who are not really there for you, or heal that energy and see what needs to be healed within the relationship. I'm not saying that that if you don't get what you want and you don't feel, because sometimes people act as a mirror and then you look like, okay, I'm challenged here, so what can I do to you know, you have to think about it, like what needs to be healed, because it's not always that they are a-holes. But sometimes they just show you the part of you. Sometimes they are, I'm not saying at all, like you are the one who assess the situation. Is that situation worth your time? Is that person worth your time? And if so, why is it? Because you have the answers. It's your reality, it's your environment. You make those assessments, because chameleon is like death to the other people's opinion, because like unless you're in the situation you cannot really understand it. It's like those relationships, what you have with people is unique. Like it's unique, like chameleon says, well, unique as a crystal, like a snowflake. So nobody can really understand and your situations or relation, because they only see your reflection. Like, you know, if somebody annoys you and go tell your person or your friends that, oh, I'm annoyed with this and that, and then they just hear that and they make their own judgment through their own belief system. But what is important here is to understand your own feelings and understanding your what needs to be healed to bring more love into the situation and be joyful in your physical environment and then with relations to others, and you know, like what is it that needs to be healed, and in order to feel more love and be joyful, and also to be able to love, to offer the love. So it's, you know, there's a lot of elements. Like the angel of love is also brings the love, but it's also like giving the love. And how can you give love? Because you know it's a law of attraction. You give the love, you will get back as well, and that's a healing as well. So the archangel Raphael is like, love is the key to the healing. Michael is be assertive, be confident to express your love, and you know, Isis as well, rebirth and motherhood, like looking after, caring element. Because the Isis is the element of motherhood there, which is like nurturing, brings in the nurturing elements to everything. And because the crown is the Ra, so it has a Ra crown, Isis, so it's also about your center, your ego, and well, this is ego versus unconditional love. So that is what is that. So let's clarify the healing with the tarot. Let's clarify. Queen of Wands. So being great and being in your power. So that needs to be healed. The Be Joyful. Queen of Wands is very strong-minded and it actually represents Leo. Elements. Leo, zodiac sign. I'm pretty sure that it is. Yeah, it is Leo. So it's like being confident, being creative, standing in your power, being super attractive because you know what you want. So that's not what needs to be healed. Your confidence needs to be healed. Your self-value needs to be healed. So loving yourself and accepting yourself the way you are is the answer to your healing and on what you're working on, really. Like what needs to be healed. Let's see that Be Joyful. Let's clarify that one. So many wants to come out. Page of Wands, Knave of Wands. So it's see, slipping away. It's a lot to do with the new beginnings, understanding where you want to go, and going for it. It's like kind of baby steps to rediscovering yourself on your journey, because it's a step back from Queen to Knave. So it's somehow you have lost yourself and you have reduced your value and your confidence level. So it's kind of like a step back. So you need to heal and then assess why have you stepped back, why you have given your power away, and step back into your own power through creativity and understanding who you are, assessing who you are, and adapting yourself to your own needs. All right, and let's see the Angel of Love. And what your heart wants to say, and what is the truth about love. It's a work in progress, and working, it's Three of Pentacles, which is physical reality. You need to work with other people. You need to juggle different things, the balance. The Hierophant's 4 elements, which was the mental, physical and spiritual aspect of yourself, and draw the balance and be who you are, be truthful who you are, working on love, working to heal your heart center, working your loving relationships and romance perhaps even, although I think it's more about love itself and understanding what love really truly is. And where you have wounds, like where you have felt not loved, and healing that wound, working on that. And it takes work, and healing it cannot be rushed, and it is kind of like take your time to face the shadow, take your time to revisit those painful memories, take your time to step back, and operate from rather your heart space rather than your ego, because it's easy when you're wounded to step into the ego and then just, like, be terrible to others because somebody else was terrible to you. But it's not the solution, because inside you still would feel that void. So it's stepping back, understanding where that pain is coming from, and why you feel lack of love towards yourself, and why your relationship do not bring that love. But the answer is you, because nothing can exist outside of yourself. You attract those people and situations to your life, so the answer is within yourself. So time to go inwards. So this is the first message, and I'm moving into the second set, which is like assessing. This is the part where we already talked earlier, that you're looking where you are, where you want to go, and assessing the situation, and checking the current vibration. And let's see what else the additional messages for this. But before I move, I forgot one thing, and there was a healing card for the love matter. So let me just the previous message, what needs to be healed. And there you go. The love be your motivation for action. So that goes perfectly with the previous message. I'm sorry that I just kind of like missed that. It was I just couldn't see the card deck there. But as the love angel, what the other message was, go a little bit back and see the angel of love is saying, let the love be your motivation for action. Before you take any action, let love be. Be true what you love, what comes from your heart. So that is the message which goes with the first part. Now, back to this one and the assessing the situation and the vibration. And let's see what messages come here as well. The goddess. So the Isis is coming up, like, because we have the archangel Raphael, Michael and Isis, and now it's a goddess. It's a embrace the feminine, create and be gentle, nurturing yet strong, like what Isis is, the motherhood. So nurturing and gentle, but still yet strong. That's the masculine element of the reading. Do not listen to those who want to keep you small. Believe that you are important as the stars in the heavens. So it goes perfectly with the previous message, and what said that you have stepped back and you made yourself smaller, and also like go back, although it says like go back, step back one step and see where this beginning was. Why do you not feel confident enough, like where the source is, where the source of the void is. But at the moment it is like, do not listen, because also Chameleon tells you, see what it is with your own eyes. And no matter what you learn, of course, like even this reading, when you listen to that, but judge yourself through your own eyes. You can listen what I say and what comes through, the messages, but in the end of the day, the decision is made by you. And it's collective message, so you need to adapt this information, what is given today, to your own personal situation. So let's see a little bit further into that situation. So it's assessing the nurturing part of your being and situation. And it's about abundance, and it says a reef and abundance. So, right, it's about creating abundance in your life, love and abundance. And from a previous, it's like love was the answer, the key, and what you love. So your heart center, and as well as your vision, because turquoise here is again evaluate your own values and beliefs about abundance. Where are you standing for? Like, how do you feel? Do you think that there's only one cracker for like 1,000 people and everybody fight over it? Or do you think there is enough to provide for everyone? So where do you stand? Where is your belief? Because if you believe that there's only one cracker and everybody wants that one cracker, of course you feel the lack, like in competition, and you know, like the struggle. And but if you believe that everybody is unique, as the Chameleon says, and everybody, abundance looks different, and there's enough for everyone, then there is no need to be acting from ego and you know, forget about love and who cares about anyway. And that's just, you know, like, it's kind of like in the business world. I don't know why it comes in my mind, but I will tell you anyway. So in the business world, it's like, you know, the strategy is like a red ocean strategy, where you just kill your competition instead of like working together and being unique. Like a blue ocean would be bringing a complete new unique element to the market. So, but the point is that you are unique, and you always have something unique to bring, even though it might be similar to others. We all have the same kind of basic needs and basic makeup, but we still have the difference, the slight difference, right? So you don't have to kill your competition. You just need to be you. And if it's the right situation and right time and right vibration, then it will stick with you, and you will find that, okay, that works for you. If it's not meant for you, it's not going to work for you. But at the moment, we really talk about nurturing the thoughts about abundance and what you truly feel. Are you living your life abundantly? Do you believe it's possible? Or if it's not? That comes to the Hierophant element, your beliefs about, mindsets, about abundance. So you need to assess where you stand with that. And let's see what the energy cards have to say. Let's have a look. Pretty exciting. I hope I remember all the cards what I have in front of me this time. An indecision. So that telling me that take your time to reflect before making the decision, because you might discover, if you tune into the situation and your current environment, that you might have a third option. That there is not A, B, but there's also option C and perhaps even D, E. Like there's more options available for you, but definitely there is another way for you. But you need to go really back. What is really holding you back? What belief holds you back? And it's about how to create more abundance in your life. Nurturing yourself, loving yourself, understanding that we all are unique, that everybody has its place on this earth. And instead of like cutting each other's throats, love each other and look after each other and work as a community, like as one. So that's also the full moon in Pisces is a lot about community and working together as one, because the reality is we are one. We are part of the bigger picture, and we are one organism in that bigger picture. As inside of yourself you have cells, and it makes up the whole. So that's your chameleon coming through, saying that change in perception. So let's clarify the goddess with the tarot. Two of Pentacles. Again, this indecision. It's kind of like, what thought to you? You're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with some thoughts in your head. And it's okay, because you have to like juggle and understand how to bring the balance into your life in a physical reality. Through nurturing and evaluating and taking care of different elements of your life. So let's see the abundance. Let's clarify that with tarot. It's a work in progress. It's at the moment to look how far you have come. Like, what have you created so far? Seven of Pentacles is like success. Like, what have you? What's in your chest? If you look at the card, there's a little treasure chest, and it's open, and she's like kind of making a note, like inventory, like what is achieved so far. It's very physical, like, like assessing your physical environment. And let's say speaking your truth in decision and making that decision. So basically what it says to me, before you can make the decision, you just need to see your options, what your options are, assess how far you have come, and like in terms of like creating abundance, which option is better for you, or is there a third option? Are the options what you have available at the moment and you're aware of, are those ones viable to create abundance in your life? Like, can you do those things, or do you need to create the third one? And there's a Five of Chalices, which is Five of Cups, and it's emotionally, it talks about often like focus on things that have not gone the way you wanted in the past, and completely forgetting that the future holds some things haven't worked out in the past for a reason, because it brings you the present moment. and there are still new things to come. So it's definitely important that you not base your decision based on the lack and what hasn't worked, and you think like, oh, what's the point anyway, like to make that is not going to work anyway. So it's not very abundant thinking and a healthy start. So it's kind of like, look, instead of turning the thing other way around, and think what you have achieved and what has worked, and that, you know, see the light in the shadow. Even when the things did not work out, you learned something. And what did you learn? And that's the question to ask yourself. What did you learn from these things? What didn't work out? How did you heal from that? Because we're talking about the healing and the energy. And maybe perhaps it wasn't the best option for you that time, like that it didn't work out. It didn't work out for whatever reason. And there's always a reason for things. Even if you don't understand why, it might take years to understand why, but you will understand in the end, you will. Anyhow, so this is, let's see what the healing card for this, to tie up this one. Okay, so this is a very pretty card, and it says make clear, calm thinking your goal. So take your time, be clear, be calm, like see your options, let go of the old hurt and things what did not work, and heartache, and make the love be your goal. Be clear, what is it what you want to create. See how far you have come, where you are on your journey right now. What is the next step? Because you're starting a new cycle. Because with the moon moving into Aries, it starts a new cycle. So make sure that you know where you are at this point. Alright, that's it, I guess. Let's see, let's move to the final part of the moon, full moon in Pisces reading. Alright, so this one is talking about the void, and what is it, and how can you center yourself. And the answer is already given, like by Gaia, that you need to connect with yourself, center yourself, heal yourself, love yourself, find the confidence, find the vision, what you want to do. But let's see what else we can find out for you, or for us, because it's collective reading after all. And remember to take whatever is what resonates, what doesn't, but you need to adapt that information to your own specific situation. Ooh, the animals. It says, it's if the situation that you're facing, does it make you feel caged, like a caged animal, unhindered? Would you like to take some new risks? Do you feel it's a freedom, about freedom as well? And it came out earlier, the number 5 vibration is breaking free from the shackles, and you know, like anything what does not serve you. You need to let go, because you need to be living abundant life and clear your path. Anything what holds you back, any like pull back, any belief. So this is like being free, and working with a chameleon, which is like the animal. So working with recognizing the energy where you're at, what you're vibrating, and understanding that you are the magnet that vibrates that energy into your life. So the key is you. So you can't change anybody else, but you can change you. And as you change you, the things outside, even the people, their attitude towards you may change, but they may not. It depends what they decide to do. So we don't have really control over other people's actions and decisions, but we have control over how we proceed, and how our perception, and how we deal with situations that dealt for us, and make our best, and our attitudes and towards the situations. So let's see what else comes through. Well, there's two. I'm gonna take the two. Wasn't prepared to have two, but emotional overload. So you need to just look at your emotions, and obviously it's a water moon. And we also have basics. So it's back to the basics, emotional overload. Let me just see how I can make it work for us. So emotional overload. Oopsie. Okay, let's put it this way. I think I can make it work. I wasn't prepared for it more than two, but I think if it comes through, I take it. So emotional overload and basics, back to the basics, and animal, like the raw self. You need to go back to the basics and the inner child and see the soul level and see what was the purpose like of your journey. Like, where are you? Assessing where you are, what you have achieved, what are the options, and create the new pathways for you to achieve what you hear, what you visualize, and what you want to achieve in this lifetime. But it's up to you to decide that. Let's see what the energy cards have to say. Contracts with what's so obviously first things what comes to my mind is soul contracts, and also some contracts what you have made, they are not fulfilling, and they rather take and don't take everything from you and fill you with a void. So it's time to release yourself from those contracts what hold you back. Go back to the basics and to the beginning. Emotionally, like if you can't take it anymore, you need to be able to understand your emotions. Go back to the heart center and be truthful. Like, why do you feel overwhelmed? Like, what is it that you truly need? Like a basic, what is the basic items that you need to be happy and feel abundant? So like, strip away everything what is not needed. That's what I feel. Okay, let's clarify with tarot, the animals. The devil. So it's your own devil is interesting energy because it's all like the contracts what you have, and you know, like signing yourself into something because you really wanted the money, or but it doesn't really do anything for you because you feel like overwhelmed and work like what is not suitable doesn't satisfy you. Are you still gonna go to work what doesn't satisfy you because the money is good and because you signed the contract? Or love relationship, for example, where the situation was great and you know, like maybe even sex was great, but then again, like it takes more than it gives back, and then you feel like out of balance. So again, look at your agreements and contracts what you have made, and does it really actually nurture you? Is it can you heal it? How can you heal it? Can you bring the balance in? And you know, like, so forward. Let's see the emotional overload and back to the basics. Let's see. Let's say, what is that? Moving on. Six of Swords, moving in the calmer waters. So you have to make some adjustments there, and probably are, because you know, releasing yourself from addictions, because you know the Neptune can be addictions as well, because Neptune brings like alcoholism or any kind of addictions. It doesn't need to be like, you know, classic like drugs, alcohol and whatever. It can also be addicted to, I don't know, overthinking, addicted to overeating, addicted to go into bad relationships when you're emotionally not feeling good, like addicted to sex, whatever that may be, but that it's definitely not healthy behavior, and that needs to be released. And contracts, it's about, ooh, cards are flying. And the final thing about the contracts is that your happiness is most important, your fulfillment and future abundance is the key. Like, this is what you want to create: abundant life, marriage, if it what it wants, working situations where you get positive outcomes, and that you feel that you're creating something solid for yourself and you feel abundant. But you need to move away from those addictions and shackles what holds you back, and the fears as well, because devil is really like the shadow. So the shadow work needs to be done. And the only way is to actually face the shadow, face the void, and see what is not working for yourself, and making that decision to move forward. You can take, and it all starts with a mental decision, of course, and then it follows in a physical way. At the moment, you just need to find a source. And let's close this reading up with the final card of the day. And it says this one, and it said, choose something to improve yourself. Any improvement you make will benefit all of humanity. So whatever you do affects everybody. Like, you are part of the whole thing. Like, we're all connected. So yeah, every little thing what you do matters, like, because it affects your environment, and your environment affects somebody else, and then somebody else's environment affects somebody else. So it's like a domino effect. So yeah, that is what I have for you today. Hopefully it helped. Also, like, check out the short message what I posted on Twitter and Instagram earlier, and take what resonates, adapt things on yourself, but hopefully it helped, and I see you next time. Bye for now.